The Circuit Avionics Autopilot has custom functionality for dozens of your favourite aircraft. Today, we're flying the Airbus. You can use your autopilot with the Airbus A300 and A310, the A320 family, the A330 family including the Beluga, the A350 and the mighty A380. The A300 and A310 belong to a different generation and we'll cover those in a separate video. Our demonstration takes place aboard the A350 from Unibuilds, but the functions are similar across all these types. First off, a quick bonus feature. The A350 has a single flight director, so for this profile we decided to add the parking brake to the second flight director switch. As with all our profiles, this function is customizable, and don't worry, your A320 will still have 2 working flight directors. Auto thrust is engaged when we advance the thrust levers into the flex or toga detent. Autopilot 1. Speed control. These buttons activate managed and selected speed modes. Here we are in managed speed mode. The button is lit and the speed display shows dashes. The managed speed target is indicated on the MCDU. We can manually override this with the selected speed. We can fly a Mach number using the changeover button. It's easy to switch modes, and you always know where your speed target is coming from. Auto thrust is disengaged by the toggle switch, or more commonly by retarding the thrust levers. Lateral navigation. We're flying on nav and following the flight plan route. Our heading display shows dashes and the LNAV button is lit. Heading select gives us direct control. LNAV puts us back on the flight plan. If we're too far from the route, nav will arm, but we'll still be in heading select until we're within 1 mile of the flight plan. At this point, the heading select light goes out and the heading display is cleared. We can also choose a direct to waypoint to get back into nav mode. Vertical navigation. In level flight, altitude hold is indicated. Pushing the altitude knob will toggle between 100 foot and 1000 foot increments. VNAV puts the aircraft in a managed climb or descent. The aircraft will follow the vertical profile calculated by the FMGC in order to reach their selected altitude, and will obey any constraints along the way. Here, our selected altitude is flight level 330, but the aircraft will level out at flight level 200, the altitude constraint at waypoint Croft. Level change puts the aircraft in the open climb or open descent. The aircraft will ignore any constraint in reaching the selected altitude. Now we are climbing directly to flight level 330. Vertical speed, manually adjust the rate of climb or descent. EFIS Controls. These EFIS controls adjust the navigation display. We can change map mode, and adjust our map range. On the A350 and A380, this is useful when setting brake to vacate, which manages the aircraft's energy after touchdown to vacate the runway at a certain intersection. We enter plan mode and adjust the range to zoom, and use the touchscreen to select where we'd like to vacate. On the left, we have our barometric controls. We can toggle between metric or imperial. Pushing the knob toggles between standard and local pressures. Other controls. Localizer and approach modes are straightforward, as are the two autopilots. Disengage is pushed twice when the autopilot is not required. Once to disengage, and again to silence the alert. Thanks for watching. We wish you a safe flight and happy landings.